Hey guys, I'm Ron, Techusiast, and I've been using the Porsche design Honor Magic V2 RSR foldable for over 2 weeks, and here are my findings. Let's take a look. Before I start talking about the design, I'm going to go out and say that this is one of my favorite looking foldable smartphones to this day. The Porsche design Magic V2 looks absolutely stunning from all angles, and it's truly remarkable that Honor accomplished this compact form factor without too many sacrifices. And while the Porsche design has a lot in common with the standard Magic V2, there are a few key differences. First and foremost, the design. The Porsche model features dimensions nearly identical to the V2, but is slightly thinner and narrower, while only weighing 3 grams more. The phone uses a glass front and back design with a titanium alloy folding mechanism that feels light, sturdy, and smooth to open and close. As a result of the more premium materials, the device feels more refined than the standard Honor Magic V2. What sets the Porsche design apart from its usual counterpart is its unique Agate Grey Porsche car colour and the flyline on the back side that's reminiscent of the hood of the Porsche 911. In a folded state, the phone features the volume rocker and a power button with a fingerprint sensor on the right side. However, when the phone is open, the volume buttons will be located on the left, which takes some time getting used to as it often moves around in your hand, depending on whether you have the phone open or folded. Perhaps the only downside of this exclusive model is that despite all the small design refinements, it still lacks ingress protection, so I still can't recommend you take it anywhere near a pool or dusty places, and you should most likely avoid using it in humid and rainy conditions. Overall, the Porsche design Honor Magic V2 is a gorgeous foldable smartphone made of premium materials that looks stunning from all angles. It's thin, fairly lightweight compared to some other foldables, and feels comfortable to use with just one hand. The Porsche design Magic V2 features the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chips, which means it's already one generation behind the current Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. Sadly, Honor released both the Magic V2 and the Porsche Magic V2 a bit too late, and it's behind a few other flagships such as the OnePlus Open. Luckily, that doesn't mean that it's bad by any means. In fact, I'd argue the opposite. The phone has 16 gigs of RAM and the Porsche design comes with a whopping 1 TB of storage. It's perfectly up to date for playing demanding games without heating up too much, and I have never once come across any stutter or lag. The device remained fast and snappy, and all apps opened quickly and games never caused the phone to overheat or throttle. The Porsche design V2 is perfectly capable of handling all the different tasks you can throw at it, and it'll do a great job of bringing a perfectly competitive and pleasant experience to the table. The hardware of the Porsche design is absolutely fantastic, and the thin and compact form factor really gives the phone the best feel a foldable could have. It handles much more like a standard smartphone than other vertically folding smartphones. If the hardware is what you're worried about, I could tell you that it's not something you should be concerned about, since it feels better than anything I've ever tried. The performance is rock solid, and despite the presumably high price tag and the outdated processor, it keeps up just fine. When it comes to the display, both the Porsche design and the standard Magic V2 sport the same panels. The cover screen houses a 6.4-inch LTPO OLED panel with 120Hz refresh rate, and coming from the Galaxy Z Fold 4, it was a pleasure to use. It's the perfect size to type on, and it's large enough to use and rely on it for the most part. It makes the phone feel like a normal candy bar-like device, and it's flawless. The main screen sports a 7.9-inch LTPO OLED display with 120Hz refresh rate. It's large, colourful and bright, and provides excellent viewing angles. This panel is also IMAX enhanced, and both displays support HDR10+, which is ideal for watching movies and consuming content. I've used the Porsche design V2 for over 2 weeks, and that was enough time for me to absolutely fall in love with this device. The large cover screen that makes it feel like a standard phone, and the excellent main display made the overall experience seamless. There is a hardly noticeable display crease that's very difficult to see and feel when using the phone, and both the cover and main displays support the included Honor Magic Pen. Overall, the viewing angles are excellent, and the displays are ideal for gaming, multitasking and consuming content. I've had a blast using it on a daily basis, and I really think this is one of the best sizes for foldables that should be adopted by most other manufacturers. Moving over to the software, the Porsche Design V2 runs the same Magic OS platform as the standard V2, and there are no surprises here. The only thing differentiating it is some fancy wallpapers, a few sound effects, and a different always on display. My review unit arrived with Magic OS 7.2 that's still based on Android 13. Luckily, the device is running an updated January security patch, and the company reassured me that the phone would continue receiving 4 years of OS and 5 years of security updates, making it a viable option for those looking for affordable for the long term. Honor also said that the new Magic OS 8.0 update would be coming to the device later this year. As it stands, Magic OS 7.2 has all the same features and looks as other Honor devices from 2023. Magic OS features a fairly aggressive optimization method that's often running in the background to prevent apps draining the battery, and it does a great job at keeping everything running smoothly. When it comes to features, the Magic V2 has true multitasking features that let you use 2 apps simultaneously. Many apps scale properly, and the aspect ratio can be set for each individual app. You can keep on using the cover screen when the phone is closed, making the entire process more seamless and natural. As someone who still uses the Galaxy Z Fold 4 on a daily basis, I can say that the Magic V2 has a really good and optimized software, and while I still prefer Samsung's way of doing things, the Magic V2 is really close, and Honor has done a great job. I'm hoping that the company will continue optimizing its software, and that Magic OS 8.0 brings the much needed fresh new color to the operating system that's slowly starting to age. Like I mentioned in my Honor Magic 5 Pro review, the phone doesn't support the Material U theming engine, and there aren't many options to further customize your overall experience with colors, and the current theme engine on Honor devices lacks many personalizable options that you can find on other devices. That said, the Porsche Edition V2 runs well despite rocking an older chip, and it has all the essential and fundamental software features you'd expect to see from a foldable. I've had a lot of fun using it, and it has become one of my favorite devices in 2024. The Porsche Design Magic V2 comes with the same camera setup as the standard Magic V2, consisting of a 50 megapixel primary, a 50 megapixel ultrawide, and a 20 megapixel telephoto that's capable of 2.5 times optical zoom. There's also a 16 megapixel front-facing camera. In good lighting conditions, the primary camera does an excellent job with plenty of detail, great dynamic range, and low noise. The sharpness and contrast are usually on point, and the photos usually turn out excellent. The only thing that's worth mentioning is that the colors are a bit more vibrant than I'd like, but it's still good enough that most people will not want to tweak any settings before sharing them on socials. The ultrawide likewise takes some excellent photos in good lighting conditions. There's a good amount of detail, but the photos are on the softer side and the dynamic range sometimes takes a hit. The results contain a bit more contrast, and the colors aren't as vibrant and much colder than the primary sensor. That said, the results are still acceptable and usable. However, the telephoto is a bit disappointing. The color science is completely off, and the photos are often washed out. While they contain enough detail and sharpness, it's far from what I've seen in real life. The images are sharp and in focus most of the time, but at 10 times zoom the camera refused to focus, and as a result, all the images ended up being blurry. The portraits and bokeh effects are good in daylight and in low light conditions, and they have the same great balance, which is unsurprising given they're taken with the primary camera. In low light, the primary camera captures great images, but they do have a bit of noise, and the lens flare appears to be a slight problem. The highlights are overprocessed, and the camera works very hard at decreasing noise at the cost of losing some details. The selfies have great dynamic range, but they're often too soft and lack sharpness in low light conditions. In daylight, the selfies usually have much better sharpness and detail and the right amount of contrast. Overall, the quality of the telephoto camera is slightly disappointing, especially in low light conditions. During daytime, the primary and ultrawide photos are excellent and have a good amount of detail, contrast, and dynamic range. Still, it's worth remembering that the ultrawide is much colder than the primary sensor. If you're looking for a foldable with a great camera setup, the primary and ultrawide make the Magic V2 a great alternative, but the telephoto isn't something you can count on right now. Both the standard Magic V2 and the Porsche design devices come with a 5000 mAh silicon carbon battery. This new technology has a much higher energy density than usual cells, which enables the two batteries inside the phone to be extremely slim and compact, measuring just 2.7mm. Given the capacity of the battery, you might not be surprised that I was comfortably using the device all day, playing games, browsing the web, and using multiple social media apps. Multitasking was a freeze, and it's fair to say that this is one of the longest lasting foldables on the market with a perfectly sized cover display. The phone supports 66 watt fast wired charging, which also makes it one of the fastest charging foldables. A full charge takes less than an hour, but it does come at a price. Sadly, the Porsche design and the standard Magic V2 both lack the option to wirelessly charge, which is a massive oversight even with the fast charging capability. That said, both the Porsche design and the standard Magic V2 will comfortably last you a full day on a single charge, and you won't have to worry about plugging it in midday. If you're looking for a foldable that actually provides some usable screen on time, the Magic V2 series must be on your list of devices to consider. So, should you buy the Porsche design Honor Magic V2? Well, it's a tricky question given it's a special edition device that's likely priced above the standard model, which is already a lot for a phone that sports an outdated chip. With that in mind, no, it's not for the majority of people, but only those hardcore Porsche enthusiasts who want a phone to match their car, and those who absolutely love the looks of this unique device. For everyone else, the standard Honor Magic V2 will likely be a better deal, but even that's hard to recommend given the outdated processor and the high price tag. Honor appears to have launched the Magic V2 a bit too late, but luckily the company is offering a lower price tag and hundreds of pounds worth of accessories as a complimentary bonus to be a more appealing alternative to the existing Galaxy Z Fold 5 and the OnePlus Open. With that said, if you're looking for a device with an impressive and quite honestly one of the best hardware and form factors, beautiful displays and fast wired charging, the Honor Magic V2 is an excellent foldable. Despite the older chipset, it remains fast, smooth and reliable, and it can last a full day on a single charge. If that's what you're looking for, then the standard Magic V2 should be on your list of foldable smartphones to consider. Suppose you're after something more unique and special and you don't mind paying a bit of extra, the Porsche design is worth considering. For everyone else and those looking for a more complete camera experience, ingress protection and the ability to wireless charge the phone, the likes of the Google Pixel Fold and the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold series might offer even more options at the same or lower prices. And there you have it. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to my channel. With all that said, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.